Hello and welcome to Van TV Media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends to get daily updates.
What's up guys, welcome back to Van TV Media. Guys, if you're new, please just consider subscribing to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that in case we do upload any story, you'll be the first one to view. We are going direct to South Africa, where you remember the president of South Africa went to America to have a discussion with President of America Donald Trump about the genocide which he claimed was there in South Africa, and most white people were being killed and land was being taken away from them. So President Ramaphosa went to America and have a discussion with President of America Donald Trump, but there was an evidence that was given on table to show that what Donald Trump was telling Ramaphosa was true according to him. But some of the people who clarified the document, clarified the evidence, and said that those evidence were false evidence. Those evidence were not existing evidence. So we have seen on how people have reacted on this incident, how people have reacted on this conversation of President Donald Trump and President of South Africa, Ramaphosa, where we've seen some of the South Africans resident reacting on this. Most of them reacted on this and said that those evidence were not right and those evidence were false according to them. Just listen to them, then we will proceed on.
Donald Trump is deeply concerned about genocide in South Africa, or more to the point, white genocide in South Africa. But he's contributing to genocide somewhere else in the world when he actively supports Israel to kill a nation where they aren't supposed to be. They came here in the 1900s. It's the original territory of that people, and he is helping them, oppressing. He's still helping people to take over a country. They're always bullying somebody and they're going into stuff for what benefits America, never the partner. It's always about them, and you're always on the short end of the stick.
I thought the Americans did their homework and the South Africans didn't do their homework. They weren't prepared. Everywhere else in the first world country will think it's genocide. We are so used to the killings and everything not being a genocide. So as a first world country, yes, I think he's correct.
President Ramaphosa actually was a cool-headed. He didn't allow Trump to actually, even though he was some sort of ambushing President Ramaphosa, but he didn't actually raise anything. Then he keep his cool down and he focused what he was there for.
Yeah, there's a lot of people being killed, but his emphasis was on the farmers, and nothing is being done about the farmers.
Donald Trump was focusing on the genocide, whereas he didn't actually, in my view, he didn't want to actually to listen actually where this thing emanates, why these false statements come from, because he didn't have all the information, but because it's Donald Trump doesn't care about what the explanation that you gave him. Whatever he believes, that's what is Donald Trump believes.
You see, the thing is with politics, there will always be politics. You know, politics is like a mind game and a chess game. The house always wins. Yes, we have issues with crime. Yes, we have issues with white farmers being killed. But the last time that I read or heard about a white farmer being killed in the farm, it's been long compared to a black child or a black community being killed. Like, we still have a Toto case that's still going on, unresolved. Sezomio case is still unresolved. So it's politics.
This is not true. It's a lie. There is no genocide of white South Africans. And let me make this clear for the benefit of those of you who are not South Africans. I'm a white South African, but I'm not an Afrikaner. I'm not a Boer, as people say. But even the Afrikaner people, the vast majority of Afrikaners don't want to leave this country. All Afrikaners and white people have a very good life in South Africa. We are doing fine. Thank you very much. We do not need to leave, and we do not need refugee status from Trump. So, why has Trump decided to grant refugee status to a group of Afrikaners? Well, he likes keeping in the media, but I think that it really has more to do with his friend Elon Musk, who we remember is a former South African. He has not been granted a license to operate his Starlink internet here in South Africa. And he has probably done this whole thing to provoke the bear, to create some kind of acrimonious situation and force the South African government to pay more attention to him. But let me just reiterate this. The group of South Africans who claim to be refugees from a white genocide, it's quite frankly an embarrassment.
So Donald Trump meets with the African president in the Oval Office today to discuss the narrative that he's been lying about genocide happening in Africa. And I gotta tell you, I've never been more proud to have a president like him. I gotta be honest. Yo, Donald Trump, I don't know if his afterlife or his before life he was in a mob or something, but this man becoming a gangster as hell. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. If you don't know, Donald Trump has been crucified, right, for bringing over 59 white immigrants and granting them asylum from out of Africa. Everybody's been giving him hell about it, telling him he's racist, why white people, this and that, even though that since he's been in the administration, they've granted quite a few amount of people asylum, even though they say the border's closed. The border's not actually closed. It's slowed down from letting people in, but people are still allowed to come in for asylum. But I digress. There was a reporter there, and of course he lets another reporter have it. But before that, Donald Trump gets asked by the first reporter, when are you going to stop using the narrative that there's a genocide going on in Africa? Donald Trump is about to respond, and then the African president responds. And Donald Trump just looks at him like, okay. Lets him respond. He does his whole thing, Africa does not have no genocide. We are loving people. We are an amazing people. This narrative, as soon as Donald Trump starts listening, I'm like, damn, this man's great. What? Told Donald Trump he needs to start listening and understanding the people of Africa is not those type of people. Donald Trump said, all right. That man said, dim the lights and carries on a fucking TV and shows that in Africa there are thousands of people, a whole regime of them chanting with the words on the bottom of context, right? To and kill white people and take their farms. What the This man is iconic. He sat there and just took it. He said, all right, y'all gonna keep calling me a liar? And I've been begging for this. Start video proofing these people so they could shut up. He takes a video and plays in front of the African president for sitting there and lying and acting like these things are not happening in his country. Played a whole video of thousands and thousands of Africans chanting to kill white people, to unalive white people in Africa. That's what he showed him. That man from Africa, the president, looked so uncomfortable. He couldn't believe. You saw the other people looking like, just looking at the screen. The other people that traveled with him looking at the screen. They all look shocked that Donald Trump did this and showed him, this is what's going on in your country. And then after that, he tries to save face. This is not it what it is. This is the small portion of people that we can't really suppress their freedom of speech. We can't stop them. Why aren't you speaking it out to let it be known that this is wrong? To unalive, kill people by taking their land. Why is it being targeted to white people? Why is that happening? That seems like a possible genocide onto whites. To me, when you have thousands and thousands of people chanting to do that to them. And this was a video tape of him showing the grave sites of people lining up to see their loved ones who were killed. Wow. Wow. No president would do that. The goals on Donald Trump, bro. The mangoes on Donald Trump is crazy. And then, instead of paying attention and understanding as a news outlet that he just showed all of these people that was taken, their lives were taken. One idiot of a reporter from CBS says, not a question on that as the first question of seeing all these people about the genocide. Oh, you don't want to talk about the genocide no more. You don't want to talk about what's happening in Africa. His first question is to Trump. So don't you think it's kind of immoral for you to take an airplane, this and that? Trump went off on him. He told him, wait, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He just showed you how many people were unalived, killed because of their land being taken. And you wanted to redirect, got caught for it. Donald Trump told you how stupid you are and how you should be fired from being so disingenuous to all these people who lost their life unjustifiably to talk about a damn airplane that was not gifted to Donald Trump. It was given to Air Force One. And that's what you wanted to talk about. Instead of saying, damn, Trump, you're right. You're right. But you rather push your own narrative. And Donald Trump did exactly what he should do. Let them know how trash their news network is. Let them know that he is trash. Tell his ass like he did, I don't want no more questions from you. Because that's disingenuous and disrespectful to those people who lost their lives. That was some nasty work as a journalist. Nasty work. You don't want to give him no credit for telling you guys what was going on when you guys called him a liar. Made it a race thing, made it everything in the book, instead of, this is happening in Africa. Let me tell you, man, that man, Donald Trump is a G. He is a G. Okay? And you don't think so after that? You are just a hater. You are a hater. Matter of fact, I look forward to this man going into the Oval Office every time so I could be proud to watch him school these people. So, turns out, there is thousands of people chanting to take out white people in Africa. And he showed it. What we say? What? Show me the video proof? Fact check? Well, that's what it is, right? The words was on the bottom of translating what it means on the TV of the person watching it going on, who's reporting it. The words are there, so you can't say Trump added those words. Oh my God, they were saying so much vile things to do to these people. And it's not a white or a black thing. It is wrong. I don't care what color you are, it's wrong. It's wrong. And we all should agree on that, man. Donald Trump's a G, bro. School the shit out of that African president.
Donald Trump's attempt to humiliate the South African president today was not in the United States' interest whatsoever, nor was it intended to be. It was intended to serve an audience of one person, that apartheid Nepo baby, Elon Musk, who has the white supremacist goal of reasserting apartheid in South Africa. And of course, this effort is going to fail. South Africa has gone through much worse than Donald Trump and Elon Musk. No policies will change, and the only result will be that the United States is humiliated, like we always are under this president.
Donald Trump attempts to scold South Africa's president.
What exactly was Donald Trump trying to do when he met with the South African president? Was he trying to make this man feel bad? Was he trying to make this man look disgraceful? That was his plan? Bringing out these pictures talking about debt, bad debt, worse debt, terrible debt. Listen, who has done more debt and destruction in this country, in this world? Who has done more debt and destruction in this world than the United States of America? Who has caused more death and destruction in this world than the United States of America? And a lot of times you don't even realize they're the ones behind it, that covert operations. You don't even realize that they're the engine that is pushing these situations, these narratives. And Elon Musk pushing that narrative that the white South Africans are suffering. They're suffering in South Africa now, and we need to go and save them. Bullshit? A bullshit? No. When the black people was under that regime and could not do nothing, could not move around in their country, had to stay in one little corner in the little mud huts, when they had to do that, when y'all pushed them into certain areas, nobody was saying anything. Nobody was saying anything. Nobody was ready to run in there and save them. Save the black people. Come, let's go and save the black people. Nobody was willing to do that. But now all of a sudden that is white people. Oh my God. How terrible. This is just terrible. We got to go and save them. Save them. Listen, Donald Trump, what you did with that president of South Africa, that was terrible. Terrible. You tried to make that man look bad, but you looked terrible. And it made the United States look even worse. That was just disgraceful.
Right. That is how people from South Africa reacted on this issue, where some of them wondered, why is it Donald Trump had time to bother on the incident that is happening in South Africa? Instead, there was some of the incidents that are happening in different countries here in the world. You see, some of the countries there is a war, because we remember very well, in case someone to be called a refugee is the guy whom is running from the country where there is war, and from the country where there is hunger, running to the country so that he can get running for safety to the other country. That is how people knows about the refugee. But these people, the white Afrikaners who were given the name of refugee to America, people are not accepting this. It shows that there is something that Donald Trump was hiding for him to call those people a refugee, to give them a status of refugee. But there are some people who are demanding that name very, very well. You see some of the countries like some of the countries like DRC where there is war. You see the countries like in Ukraine where there is war. You see some of the countries like Israel, where you see some of the not instability, some of those countries. But Donald Trump has never decided to take those people who are staying from those countries, because you may found some of the people in those countries, others are white people, but Donald Trump has never decided to take them from those countries to take them to America, the way he decided to pick white Afrikaners from South Africa to America. So all the conversation was terms as a false information given on table, false information that was shown on the screen. all they were discussing about Julius Malema. You remember Julius Malema was singing the song of killing the people, doing what? So that was the attractive thing that Donald Trump decided to put on screen, so that President Ramaphosa could see it and have nothing to say about the incident, about the things that was told before by Julius Malema. So guys, just remember to subscribe to our channel and just drop your comment on what is your opinion on the discussion of Donald Trump and South African President Ramaphosa. You tell us what is your opinion on that discussion. Do you believe in the evidence that was brought in by President Donald Trump, or do you believe in that Donald Trump was prepared well enough to tackle the issue which they were to discuss on genocide that is happening in South Africa? Just drop your comment. And guys, if you're not subscribed to our channel, just subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell, so that in case we do upload any story, you'll be the first one to view.
Hello and welcome to Van TV Media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends to get daily updates.